how I made $700 today again, simply by identifying a higher high. What's a higher high? Let me explain. This is a higher high and this is a lower low. Okay, what's the difference between a higher high and a higher low? A higher high is confirming when a stock goes up, we find a base, then we break the previous high, but we don't make a new low. For example, I took this trade. My entry was right above here. And why did I take this trade? Yesterday we had a sell-off as soon as the support held. So let me show you. If I change, I don't know what to do, but I'll try. If I change the candles to align, now you can see. This is a market structure. So if we had a lower high, that's a higher high, that's a lower high. Then as soon as we break this high, it's gonna be called a higher high. If we break this low, it's gonna be called lower low. So this is a low, and if we continue to sell off, that's a lower low. If we continue to break this high, that's a higher low. So this is how you spot a higher high or a higher low. And I simply did $700 just by identifying a higher high. So as I was saying, I took yesterday trade, I sold off with $1,300. I posted it at my story. Then we had a confirmation of support. Let me show you where it was support. Support was right over here. As you can see, we bounced twice. We broke one times, but we bounced twice. And this is the third time. And yeah, so we confirmed that this is the base. As soon as I saw this confirmation, I decided to go long. How much did I put to make $700? I just had $5,400. I went in low leverage. You could even lower your risk, lower your leverage position, lower your size. But this is how I made $700 in simply 2 hours just by holding. I bought over here. After 2 hours it popped. Actually it could pop the minute I buy. So it's not 700 you need to wait 5 hours or 4 hours. This is not how trading goes. It depends on when the moves come. So especially we had high volatility when market open. Right now, as you can see, it's 1:30 almost, and market open in the US at 9:30. So that's when volume starts kicking in. So yeah, I bought here and still I'm holding. Okay, so I'll explain what's a lower low, and I explain it on charts so you can have a better understanding. I'll go on HIMS. I know I've been talking about HIMS a lot, but yesterday we had a clear higher low, and I'll explain what's a higher low. So this is a lower low. So yesterday we popped up from market open from 54 until 64. Why did we have this sell-off all the way to 53? Because HIMS reported earnings 2 days ago, and when HIMS reported earnings, it sold off. Then we popped up the next day. After popping up, we found a base. Okay, after finding a base, we did our first, that's a higher low. As soon as we broke this structure, it's a lower low. So higher low, lower low. As you can see, that's the higher low. Then this, as soon as we break the previous structure, we call it a lower low. That's okay, that's how you could see it. A lower high, then a lower low. As you could see over here, a lower high, a lower low. And that's when you could have taken a short position on HIMS on the day, even if it's not a swing. Although it's completed sell-off, as I was saying, under 48, a little bit under 48, it's a good short for HIMS. So it's not gonna be the best long. Although we called HIMS before the break of 60. But yeah, what's a lower high, what's a lower low, those two might save you a lot in the market, so you can have a deeper understanding in market structure. So as soon as you find a break of structure, that's when you need to head out. And you need to understand the trend is your friend. Never go against the trend. You don't need to fight the trend. If the trend is going up, you stick with it. If the trend is going down, you stick with it. And if you stayed until the end of this video, I'll just tell you what's happening with the stocks. As we were saying about Tesla, if it keeps hold 300, it's gonna pop. Lucid, yeah, so what happened with Lucid? Lucid reported earnings and we saw a huge sell-off, but still we said you're gonna cut losses on Lucid if we hit the $2 mark, but still it's holding. If it does, I think it's better to exit if it hit the $2 mark. Another one is Apple. Apple is the best setup, ticker APL. Apple today only it's up 5%. So we were talking about Apple from the 202, and I have a post on my IG talking about it. Right now Apple is 214 and it's up 5% on the day, which is crazy for a $3 trillion company. That's insane. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. And those how you can navigate a lower high and a higher high, and you could make your, so it's gonna be easier for your eyes to navigate when to enter, when to exit, just by identifying a higher high or a lower high. So it's gonna save you a bunch of money just by doing this. I literally did the $700 on the day just by doing this simple strategy. I identified, look, as you can see, we held the 200 moving average. This is, I recommend everyone having this 200 moving average. As you can see over here, what happened is we had a break of the 200-day moving average. What happened? We sold off. But over here, we did not have any break of structure, so no need to go against the trend. Even if you're gonna see this week, we had a full candle close above the 200 moving average, so you did not have any reason to go an early short on Dodge. If you want to go here, it might be better, but it's not over here because we did not confirm a 5-minute close under the 200 moving average. So that's why I went long as soon as I saw, okay, we had the moving average. So first checkbox, we did a higher high, so a higher high, higher low. We confirmed we did the higher high after the break of the 2023, so we continued to go up. So that's how I made $700. Let me see how much I'm up right now. Okay, I'm up almost $800 right now. 777. Okay, let me refresh it. $776 on the day. So that's it. I'm done for the day. This is my only trade I'm taking, although I think the markets could go higher from here, especially if we see let's see, Bitcoin. Especially if we see Bitcoin breaking the 16.5. Let me show you on the 30-minute. You want to call it 16 or 16.5, okay, because this is a resistance. If we had a clear confirmation above and a hold, that's when Bitcoin need to squeeze higher. If not, I think it might reject over here. I don't know. I'm just here to see my probabilities and manage my risk, and I'll trim some of my profits because I'm in profits. Why not? Even if I trim 20% and leave my list running. But if we had a clear break above 116,000 and we held, expect more upside. If we went to 116 and we reject, we probably gonna come down. Before I end this, I just want to record it